Heidi, hi, Mummas! Are you ready for the fiery session of the day?
Hi guys!
Hello!
Hello! We are Burnt Out Mummas and we are looking at what an amazing week we have had. Well, kind of.
There's something in the air this week.
Oh my god, this week has literally been a crazy week. Like yesterday, I felt like I had to proper armour myself because a lot went on, and I was just like, I need to armour myself. But do you know what I did on when was it, Tuesday? I don't know what is going on in the air at the moment. I don't know. Honestly, you guys comment if you feel the same, because like this week has been a little bit crazy. Like I feel like there's something going around.
We need to ask Jasmine about the moon or the energies at the moment on planet Earth, because we have been thrown everything that can be thrown at us and we're still here.
Yeah, honestly. And do you know what I did on Tuesday? I went for a walk and you were like, are you alright? Do you want to come out for a coffee? And I was like, do you know what? I just need to walk in nature. Like, I just needed to get out and just like ground myself, because for me, you know what I'm like, I'm all like about energy and everything else. So for me, it was really about like grounding myself and not letting my energy become unbalanced.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I literally just sat my back against a tree, Paige.
You did some tree hugging. Yay!
I did some tree hugging. I was like, I literally had to do it. But you know, I've like done the Reiki side of stuff, the Reiki healing. So what I did is I put my hands on the tree and just breathed into it. And like the next day, honestly, I cannot tell you how much energy I felt. Like I felt protected. I felt like a new kind of energy again. Like, so for all you guys out there, go and hug some trees.
It does work. Especially, I think now is the time coming up to winter when a lot of people are going to be feeling a little bit, it's like that seasonal affective disorder. I get it. I thrive in the summer. I thrive in Ibiza, anywhere, Mykonos, the sun. Bring me the sunshine and I'm happy. Not that I've been away for a long time, but yeah, the sunshine does affect your mood. So like even in the winter you can buy a sad lamp, and basically what happens is you can set it so naturally the sunlight, if I normally sometimes leave my blinds open as well, a little bit, just because naturally when you wake up in the morning, that natural sunlight, especially in the summer, is what gradually wakes you up. And obviously with all the influence of screens and everything, that can affect how you feel.
Yeah.
So what these lights do in the winter, when it's naturally darker and it takes longer for that light to kick in, it will start getting brighter about 4 o'clock in the morning. You can set it, which is what sometimes in the summer it would naturally happen. And then so by the time you wake up, say 6 or 7, your body's adjusted to the natural light of the light. So in the winter when it's dark, that doesn't happen. So naturally you wake up later because it gets lighter later. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, definitely. And I've just felt like, I don't know, since September, like really like lethargic. Like you know what I'm like, I try and like work out in the mornings.
You're very good at working out.
Yeah, but mate, I haven't been able to get back into it. Like honestly, I feel like I've just like. But yesterday I did a workout because I felt energised from my little tree. It's not a little tree; it's the biggest tree in the forest.
No, go and find the biggest, oldest tree going.
Yeah, and honestly, I did feel like a bit of strength from that. So, like for you guys out there, I know I sound like a bit of a weirdo saying this and a bit of a witchy poo, but actually, if you're really feeling low of energy and really feeling like exhausted and your week's been a bit like blur, like that horrible feeling that you've had, like, or you feel like you're being attacked, like, you know, loads of stuff goes on like in people's lives, but go out and get in nature and get yourself grounded again and put your hands against the tree and get your energy restored back in that way.
Definitely.
I really do feel like that is like a really amazing way of
or just
doing
get
it.
some I want to swear.
What can you watch?
But there's children, they're going to probably listen to this podcast in their mum's car, so get some F-off spray.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, we are going to bring out this spray. Like, we are so excited. We're actually looking at doing some, like, merchandise for Burnt Out Mummas. And all the dadders out there, you are very welcome in with this. Like, we're not talking about, like, you know, just us as women. We're talking about being there for our kids, but also working, juggling, becoming, like, we talk a lot about spirituality as well. And I think,
and how to feel better, so that goes for women and for men. I just think we're in a time now, especially with what's going on with the economy, everything, everyone's working harder, or everybody's a little bit lost,
and there's a lot of pressure on everyone to work harder. I feel, especially, like, if you've just had a baby or whatever, this is why they're bringing in all the funding in for, like, nurseries and
100%,
stuff, because they want us to
work harder,
more,
more tax.
Yeah.
It's all about tax.
Oh, don't. We were laughing the other day, one of our mates, we were like, just be careful what you're eating, because that sandwich, you'll get taxed for that.
Tax, oh yeah. Gonna get taxed on this podcast, so I'll tell you that.
God, honestly, like,
any money you earn,
just speak and you're bloody taxed.
Unless you go to Dubai, that's my dream. We're going. If you make us millionaires, we'll get on that plane to Dubai and we can film in Dubai and you can see the sunshine behind us.
You can have the journey with us. Oh my gosh! So last night I went to see MJ the musical.
Oh, did you?
A bit of background if you're just listening to this, like, obviously I run a performing arts school, and like, dancing is my passion, the theatre, like, all of that is my complete passion, and I've obviously been doing it since such a young age, haven't I? So for me, like, to watch musicals a lot and be inspired all the time is quite a big thing. So it was absolutely amazing. The theatre was absolutely packed. So I went with Salve. This is my husband. I went with Salve and we went to a Korean restaurant before.
Oh, nice.
So we had, like, a real nice, like, little date night. It was really nice, actually. Bear in mind, like, the whole train journey, we don't speak. We just look at each other. Like, everyone thinks it's so romantic, but when you've been with someone for so long, it's like, what do you end up talking about?
It's like when you see those people in the restaurants and they're not talking to each other.
Honestly,
I normally end up rowing.
Yeah, honestly.
Because you approach a subject you've been waiting to talk about all week.
And I had a few cocktails as well, and then I was like, I'm going to talk about stuff that we never talk about normally.
You get a bit of Dutch courage.
Oh my gosh, so yeah, and then that's when it turns into an argument.
Yeah, because it's debate, isn't it? You've had a few drinks.
It's a debate, we have a drink, let our hair down, and we actually talk, which you just don't get time to do at home when you're like seeing to the children or whatever.
Mummy.
Yeah, you just don't get time. And when I go to bed, all I want to do is just chill. I don't want to even talk to anyone.
No, I'm not good at night. Who's a night person and who's a morning person?
Oh God, comment below and just let us know, because literally at night I just want to switch off. I can't even do a workout at night, like, you know, like going to classes.
I think because we work quite hard in the mornings, I naturally wake up about 4 or 5. I might not get out of bed at that time, but with obviously the baby and everything, so by 9 o'clock I am done in.
I know. So no, I look round at Salve on the sofa and he's like asleep with his mouth open. He's like, I'm like, all right, cool, lovely conversation.
That's what happens when you're married. How long have you been married for?
Not even long, 2 years.
Yeah, but it's just comfort, isn't it? It is comfort, and it's feeling like sort of natural with someone that you can relax with them.
Yeah, and even everyone says to me, how do you feel now you're married? I'm like, listen, I just feel like you do the same amount of washing, nothing changes. In fact,
we've got a lot of guys listening on our live today,
nothing literally changes.
They will be taken off.
If you get married, you're not like jetted off into the stars. Like, mate, life actually is just even harder because you end up doing more washing. You do more wife rolls. It's like, oh my God. But anyway, so I went to see MJ the musical. So we went to this really nice Korean restaurant. And I was like, right, I just need a glass of wine. I just want to relax tonight. And he had a few beers, so I had a few glasses of wine. And then we went to a cocktail bar. Anyway, basically, we got this like platter of like all these dishes. The whole way through the musical, he was burping. And he was burping Oh my God. No, it wasn't even doing it loud. I could just smell it. I was like, oh my
Indigestion,
God.
repeating.
And then he would do it and I'd be like nudging him. I'd be like, for God's sake, like stop burping.
But try and whisper in your ear.
Literally stunk. It literally stunk. And then the next minute I was like started to burp and I was like, oh my God. I was telling him, I was like, you're so embarrassed.
Oh, I'm glad I was sitting next to you two.
Honestly, I felt like after we had that food and then cocktails and then just sat down for like 2.5 hours, I just could not stop burping. I was like, it was the worst ever. And you know when you're like, this really, really stinks, yeah, because you've had like some big dinner, but you like literally the people next to you, you're like, oh
but
my
you
God,
swallow it when you swallow that burp
oh
in.
my God. But yeah, literally the whole way through I was like, we finished the theatre and I was like, you absolutely stink, like can you just get away from me? I was like, you absolutely stink. All I've smelled all night is your burps. And then when he was burping, I was burping and he was like, yeah, you can talk, you were burping too. And I was like, honestly, that food like really lays heavy on my stomach. I was like, oh my God. But yeah, no, it's quite funny. But yeah, have you ever been to theatre and then they have all them like cycling things outside?
Oh, the tuk-tuks. Yeah, you come out.
Oh my gosh. I was thinking, I was like, oh, come on, let's go on one. Because obviously I had a few drinks and it was playing all Michael Jackson music. I was like, yeah.
They're not cheap, you know.
Aren't they? But listen, if I was
They've
like...
got to work hard to push you. That's why one of our ones really struck when there was about 4 of us on it and he was sweating and everything and I was like, I'll be too heavy for you.
Just like get one off.
Charge you 50 quid later.
Is that how much it is?
It wasn't cheap, put it that way. But it's an experience.
But do you know what? I just wanted to experience Michael Jackson music for another hour. He was like, I do not want to listen to any more James.
No, but he would have if it was Elvis.
Yeah, Elvis.
Is it Elvis he likes?
Yeah, he loves Elvis. Oh my God, but if I was with you, we would have been like, all the girls, we would have been like, yeah, let's just do it,
There's certain things, like, you know, that you do that are just a bit more fun. Like, you know, like if we go out for the day, we go in little boutiques or shops and have a little rummage. You guys out there are sitting outside on the chairs.
Oh my God, after I had a few drinks as well, there was this shop, and it was like they sold you know, like brands, but they were demo brands. What's that called? Before they sell it on the floor.
Oh, like samples.
Oh, sample.
Yeah.
There's in near Covent Garden. There's a sample shop with all like designer stuff. He was like, we went for a few cocktails, and I was like, listen, I was like, can I just have a look in there? Because every time I see like a sample sale, he was like, no, we've not come here to go shopping. And I was like,
it was on budget watch.
And literally, because I had a few drinks, I went like this. I was like really naughty. I went, bye bye. And I walked in the shop, and then I was like really naughty. And whenever I have a drink, I turn really naughty. I feel like a naughty. I feel like a naughty 6-year-old. And I went in the shop and went to the window and I waved at him and I went, hello.
Oh, you didn't?
He was like, he had his arms folded and he was just like looking at me like...
I just want to get home from
London.
London.
Do you know what? I wasn't even interested in anything in the shop. I just wanted to wind him up. And then,
it's so funny. When they're all like, no, not going in that shop, not going in that. You don't need anything else. Like, I sometimes buy stuff and I leave it in my car for a couple of days and then just secretly put it upstairs. It's my money anyway, but, you know, they're like,
I do
what
that.
you bought? What you bought?
I do that. I like literally.
Well, they go shopping, don't even look at the prices. Like, I get a weekly shop come back and I'm like, okay, what have you got apart from like loads of sweets, crisps, snacks, loads of snacks? What have we got for the week's food? I'm just like, you know, did you look at the prices? Because that I can get like £2 cheaper. It's like, no. I was like, well, that's where your 80 quid just went on a few little snacks, you know?
I know, it's like, I just think shopping, like some men are amazing at shopping, but listen, black and white, my husband's not, he hates it.
Yeah.
He was, you know what though, when I first met him, he was all for it.
Oh yeah.
I was like, come on, let's go and get a new outfit, and I like dressed him up in a blazer, everything else, we went to Zara, like, we was like dressing him up, and it was like that new thing of like that excitement when you go out with each other. Like now, I can't even
got socks and Crocs.
That's all he wears is Crocs all the time. I wish
his partners wear Crocs or sliders, the same sliders for 30 years.
No, Paisley, we went out for a meal last Sunday, like with Dad and everyone, and it was a really posh restaurant. he got out the car and I was like, what the hell are you doing? You have got Crocs on. He was
Dad?
like, no, Sal.
Oh my God.
He forgot to change his shoes.
No.
He wears them all day long. Like, he has these t-shirts and stuff which he doesn't take off. You remember I said he wears this blue t-shirt all the time. I had to hide it.
One.
No, it's a
t-shirt.
It's a surfing one, and I have to keep hiding it because and it's all washed out. It's like it looks really old,
comfy,
but he's got about 50 t-shirts that I keep buying him in his wardrobe.
If he's listening right now, you're going to be in trouble. You know that.
I am going to be in trouble.
Serious trouble.
But the Crocs, he knows my hatred against. I don't mind Crocs. I've got my own pair of Crocs, but wearing them out to dinner is just on another level, like with socks. Like,
it's alright if you go Mackie D's, I suppose.
No, yeah, McDonald's is fine. I would allow that, but not out for a meal with your like family, so like a posh restaurant. I was like, what are you doing? You've got Crocs on, like, oh my God.
Do you know what? Just talking to you today, I know this is work for us, and this is filming, and we're taking it seriously. But you have really, like, I know you're my sister, but you've really picked up my mood. And this is the thing. I think with anybody that is going through like a bit of a tough time or got a bit of anxiety or depression, life's not going your way, there's a lot of people that are sitting at home shopping or on their own watching us. You know, I'm hoping that we make you feel a little bit better. Go and see a friend, have a coffee, just have a little chat, and just, you know, everybody's got energy, so try and be around people that are quite positive, because what you'll find is that people that can be a little bit negative might drag you down a little bit as well. And yeah, this episode really, we want to talk about anxiety and depression and mental health, which I think is really big at the moment as well. You obviously, you're a dance teacher. Dancing helps a lot with your endorphins and how you feel.
Yeah, 100%.
What other things would you say to our audience that would pick you up?
So many things. I think to list it off, what helps me, and don't get me wrong, so many people do suffer with, you know, with mental health. So the first thing I would say is literally getting out there in nature, like what I first said at the beginning. So like, you know, being around nature, walking in nature. If you feel very overwhelmed with life or overwhelmed with your week or your day, get out in nature and walk. Like, there's something that air and nature does to you. And when I talk about like grass and soil, I do a little bit of mediumship as well. And I've got like a close friend who I did some mediumship on. I won't obviously share her journey, but one of the messages that I got to give to her was like, be around soil, because it does something to your energy. We are just as one, and I think when you notice, when you are in life and you realise we are just one, the universe is just one, and you get in the flow of that, like, that will really mentally help you.
It also grounds you. The earth's energy, it takes out any negative energy.
Yeah.
You can buy grounding sheets now. I don't know how they work. Although someone said to me, be careful when there's thunderstorms, so you're not supposed to put them on.
Really?
Yeah, I would like to try them. Has anybody out there got grounding sheets?
What's grounding sheets?
So basically, at night, you wear them, and it's supposed to get rid of all your negative energy. Because, I don't know how. But that's one of the things as well, you know, like with these, is it, what's it called? Biohacking. They're bringing out all these new things now. So biohacking is basically healing yourself through alternative ways. So it could be like oxygen chambers.
Yeah. A lot of people are going that way now.
Yeah, definitely, because a lot of cancers, everyone's got their different theories on it, but if you choose to go down that route, it can be linked to and a lot of healing things to your vibrations and your energy. No,
definitely. And another thing going from that is what I actually did the other day is I put my fingers in the grass to reach the soil.
What?
And I felt like grabbing it. I was like,
I've got a vision of you doing that. If anyone saw you walking down the road,
know what? If anybody see me meditate, they'd be like, I actually...
There's Isla with her fingers in the soil. They'd be calling the water.
Oh my God,
That's lazy on the side of the road with their fingers in the soil.
I actually feel like such a nutter saying it, like, but hopefully you'll understand what my like vibe is and about what I do. But like literally, no, I just put my fingertips on the grass, which like I didn't put them all in the soil. Like literally all this soil.
Wormy fingers.
Oh my god. But yeah, so oh my god, saying that, have you ever soil, but have you ever put your smelt the baby's nappy before and put your hand in the nappy to smell it and then pulled your fingertips out and you've got poo on your fingers? Sorry.
What the hell?
Oh my god, have you not? Has no one ever done
As
that
you were
with a
talking
baby?
to me, I was trying to hold in a burp. You know, like when you're swallowing, you're making me nervous. So what are you going now?
Oh, don't. No, because, like, literally, you know when you have a baby?
Yeah, no.
And
Sometimes you touch the finger poo.
Oh, the finger poo. Who has ever had finger poo before? No, I sound disgusting now.
I've got 2 children, Isla's got 1.
Have you ever, no, do you know what? I don't know why that just came on from, like, soil, but have you ever pulled their
Smelling
nappy?
fingers. Oh, this could go down a totally different route
No,
here.
I know.
We're not going to talk about smelling fingers.
Oh, don't. But literally, you know, like, do you know what I mean? Do I sound like mad to say this? But
No,
you've
I
gone
do
to
know.
smell their nappy.
Yeah. See if you can
Or
have to
see
change
if
a
you
nappy
can
or
see
not.
if there's a poo in there.
Yeah.
And literally, the poo finger. Oh
Who's
my
had
God.
poo finger?
Oh God, where's this going? Oh my gosh, right. Hopefully it's not going to go further than just the baby's nappy. But yeah, anyway, going on from poo fingers, another great thing for mental health is exercise.
Yeah.
Massive. Try and get, for me, if I don't have time, I try and get at least 30 minutes in a day.
Walk, exercise, boxing. That's, I mean, Freya, who came on who we've recorded, is so good for your mental health, boxing.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of men should be encouraged to do it because there's a lot of anger, there's a lot of frustration. It gets all of that out, all of it.
And it's not only that, it what's the word?
Endorphins.
Endorphins, that's it. But it gets the endorphins going in the body.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's really good for your
Also, when you
mental
are
health.
stressed, it raises inflammation in your body. So what exercise also does is it reduces that inflammation.
Yeah, definitely. And at the beginning of our podcast, I did actually say about what exercise does to your brain, and especially for like older people, it can reduce like dementia, things like that, because your brain is a muscle, so you're working that muscle and in things like remembering routines, remembering steps to the side, and your brain has to coordinate, so your brain is working hard to do that and working that muscle.
Working the big muscle. That's why I've got a big brain, I think. Big head, big brain.
Oh mate, we all need a big brain. I need a big brain. I literally, I feel like we all just need a good night's sleep.
Good night's sleep. Obviously, sleep helps with your mood as well and inflammation. So try and get a good night's sleep. Have a hot bath. You know what as well? If I'm feeling a little bit icky, like Sunday, I felt a bit, and I don't normally.
We both were actually, weren't we?
Yeah, and I started tidying, and I actually hate tidying. I just hate any housework. I have to do it, but I just don't. It doesn't gel with me. It doesn't sit nicely with me.
I know.
I feel like it takes me away, but actually after I've done it, I feel so much better.
Yeah.
And I had a clear out. So I got rid of a lot of stuff where we've moved that needed to go, and it does something to your brain as well. Like clearing clutter.
Yeah.
Helps you to refocus for the week and
and I always do say this, if you think of like a tree and the seasons, they have to shed their leaves, but so do we, and by shedding our leaves it's a way of clearing. So I think it is,
you've got to have that downtime over winter.
Important to clear your mind, like especially when you're in either a busy job or you're around busy people. Don't forget you're taking that energy on as well, unless you protect yourself and armour yourself. And I talked about this in one of the podcasts that we did about putting the cloak on. Protect yourself. You take on all that energy, so it's really important to clear yourself. And one thing that Jasmine spoke about was being, and this is on like our Instagram as well, we put all the clips on there from our podcasts and
We're
stuff.
on Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Apple. You can listen to our podcasts, and we film it all, and it goes live on, well, not live, it's filmed onto YouTube. So yeah, we've got a website coming out soon as well.
Yeah, so I mean, like what she talks about is grounding yourself is the same thing as what I say. Just get out in nature, walk, because our energy is a vibration, isn't it?
And obviously our saxophone music.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I sent you that playlist the other day, didn't I?
Yeah. We spoke about this all before, like putting on comedies, anything that makes you feel good. It's different for anybody. They can be doing some painting, but it just takes you out of that moment of thinking about something negative all day.
Yeah.
Which sometimes you can be drawn into. So anything that distracts you from thinking that, or reading. I used to lose myself in books growing up, but not so much now, but I put on audio books when I'm driving. Like, obviously when I used to drive 3 hours to the school run, I used to put on all podcasts or audio books, and just rather than looking at it as, I was like, oh, I've got to drive 3 hours a day, I was like, I'm actually looking forward to doing this drive because I can listen to my books.
I genuinely love driving because it gives me a bit of me time. I think,
so anytime I zone out,
I'm going to listen to that podcast, I'm going to
come up with creative ideas when I'm driving. I think it's because you don't have a lot of distraction apart from you've got to concentrate on the road. It kind of cuts out that outside noise.
Yeah, no, definitely. So yeah, I mean, for me as well, if I need a quick pick me up, like if my mood, I feel
glass of wine.
Number one would be a glass of wine. No, not the actual real
Definitely
way.
not. We're not going to promote drinking.
No,
but
no way.
Yeah.
But I actually do think music can just change something in my brain very quickly into like a different mood.
It does.
Like, and I think if you listen to like high vibration music,
there's different frequencies of music, isn't there?
There definitely is. So yeah, every like music has a different frequency, but yeah, and each of them, like, you know, have a thing on your mood as well, don't they? So
They do. So there's music that actually is proven to heal you. If you go on YouTube and type in healing frequencies, you can download that music, and it's supposed to be certain types of music that again uses your vibrations in your body.
Oh god, I don't know where this is going.
Same as sound bowls, they're at a certain frequency that they're supposed to heal you, and I think the sound bowls as well work on the same kind of frequency or similar to radiation. So radiation kills cancer, and that is on sound waves.
Wow.
So it's all linked. So there is a method behind our chatting here.
Oh my god, that is actually really interesting. I never really thought of that, you know. But also, actually, when I was doing my Reiki course, at the end of Reiki, they do like a, what are they called? They go ting, and it's like two, like, they look like,
the little Indian chimes.
Yeah, they're like two chimes, and they chime them together. And the reason why they chime them is it does something to the frequency of the energy.
Oh, is that what it is? I thought it was to wake you up.
No. It's a really good way of shutting down the energy, because the energy frequency when you're healing with Reiki, that just shuts it down. It puts it on a different like wavelength. But yeah, it's just really interesting, really, isn't it?
Oh, it's crazy. I'd like to actually get somebody in that does talk about mental health and strategies to cope with it. I mean, I know quite a lot about this myself, having suffered with really bad sort of anxiety and depression in my 20s. So that was a long time ago, but that was before it was even big, and what they taught us, like different methods. I don't think there's one whole method, but really it's about mindset and how you think about things. I think a lot of depressed people will go over the past a lot. Depends what kind of trauma you have or what's happened. Obviously I can't speak for everyone, but just personally, when you learn to sort of box that and look at things in a different perspective, and also change your mindset, a lot of things for me is, you know, my goals, my ambition keeps me focused. If I don't have a goal or an ambition, it's kind of like you're waking up every day, it's like Groundhog Day.
Yeah.
Even if that goal is, you know, to learn how to swim or just something basic, but you've always got to have things to look forward to. Same as holidays. I don't think people always go away to escape. Sometimes people go away to have a break, just to recharge.
Yeah.
But if you that's why I think we're so busy with our diaries. We're always planning, so we've got things to look forward to for that week.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I always like to book a holiday because I feel like it's my only time to switch off.
Yeah.
And also throughout like a term time when I'm working and it is mad busy with the business and stuff, that I like to look forward to that in that half term or whenever it is. But yeah, also staying from that like mental health thing and not drawing back on the past. Obviously you've got to revisit it, but it's a massive thing.
It's living the present.
Yeah, I can go really, really deep into it. I'm at the moment I'm writing some courses on how to come away from trauma.
Yeah.
And how to deal with it.
Yeah.
You've literally you've got to, like you said, put it in a box, but there's another way of energy healing into that and letting it go.
Oh, that'd be interesting to hear.
But imagine a rainbow has to paint as like an oval, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So it has to paint. That rainbow's not going to go back. It has to move forward to get that full rainbow. Do you know what I mean? It's not going to keep going back and forward. It's got to move forward into the flow. And if you think of it like the flow of life, they call it the circle of life, don't they? But it's the flow of life. The flow, if you keep going back onto it, there is no flow.
That's so
Do you know
true.
what I mean? So it's like when you learn like the universe, the flow, you're all as one, you learn that as a whole, but everything has to flow forward. River has to flow forward.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you have to think of that, like, because
you can't swing backstream. It's harder than going with the flow of it.
You have to go with the flow, and I always feel like that. This is one of the things I always say. If you feel like you're climbing that river, stop.
It's not the right direction. You've got to change direction.
Change direction. We're not saying don't chase your dreams, because that is what gives us purpose sometimes, is having dreams.
And you will get obstacles along the way, but I think if you're hitting, certain example is like, you know, trying to move somewhere and if you keep getting obstacles in the way, I just think sometimes it's not meant to be.
Oh, it's pretty much my circumstances at the moment, isn't it? We have been trying to sell this house for a long, long time. But, and I did actually
There's a reason why you're supposed to stay here. I mean, look, you've got this amazing studio that hopefully, you know, you guys are all watching at the beginning. Yeah, overnight we went a bit viral on TikTok, so we've been asked to sort of collaborate and come on board. This is for our, we're putting it out there. So yeah, we've been taken on by an agency, and it's kind of happened quite quick, hasn't it? We'll just watch this journey, and we'll have we hope to take you all on it. And
we're so excited to have everybody on this journey. But we are Burnt Out Mummas. Thank you so much for listening to our podcast today. We really hope you have a lovely weekend and can take on some of that, you know, them feedback and them pointers on things that will make you feel good if you've had a bit of an icky week, like, or an icky day. Like, do them things because they work for us, and if they work for us, they'll also work for you. But I think we want to leave you on a little bit of a high, I think, and try and take on board some of the things we said today. There is so much information that we want to sort of pass on to you guys. This podcast is about making us all feel uplifted. We hope you come away and take on some of our energy as well, because I think the world's quite a tough place, and you know, for anyone to feel better, that's our goal. Yeah. Anyone. Listen. Not just mamas. Dadders as well. We are releasing the goddess in you. How cheesy does that sound? I love that. No, it works. I love it. We're going to release the goddess in you. And listen, remember that rainbow. When you're having that feeling of like you want to go back. Somewhere. I can't sing. I love it. I just love that. Up high. Yeah. Right, is anyone logging off now? Oh my gosh, like literally. Do you know what? Iona sings that as well. It's a really strong message behind that song. Somewhere over the rainbow. So, you know. Right. Go and get your dreams. We're going to leave you at that today, I think. Yeah. Thank you for listening to the podcast. Have a lovely weekend. Take care, guys. Bye. Bye. Hey, we are Burnt Out Mummas, getting ready for the Christmas season. Are you looking for the best Christmas present ever, or something for your partner to buy you that you are just so stuck on? If you have everything in the world,
how about you come along to our first ever retreat for burnt out mummas?
This is going to be so cool. It's on the 26th of Jan. It is something that is going to be so special for you mummas. We have arranged such a cool thing, haven't we, Paisley?
The most fantastic lineup that you've not had before, and what makes us feel alive. And it's going to make you start the new year off 2025 with a bang. What have we got, Isla?
We've got vision boards.
Woohoo!
This is one thing that I do every year, a vision board in January. It sets your intentions and goals for the year and years to come, which is really powerful.
The perfect burnt out mummas mood board. And to top it off, in the background, we're going to be listening to
my favourite thing of all time as saxophonist.
Woohoo! Ibiza style.
Ibiza style.
Well, January.
I know, in January. So to pick up the moods of when you're feeling really low in Jan after like Christmas celebrations, we've got a saxophonist coming to play Ibiza specials. So that is going to be insane, isn't it?
The rest is going to be top secret. It's going to be a 2-hour event. It's going to be local to Kent and Surrey. It's going to be held in Tatsfield Village Hall. We're going to put all the details on all of our posts, and we're taking bookings as of today. So we have limited spaces. If you want to come along and experience our first Burnt Out Mummas event to make you feel great for the year ahead, then please go ahead and book with us.
Woo! Join the Burnt Out Mummas community.
See you soon.
Have a nice Christmas.